All the standard arguments against veganism have been refuted time and time and time again. So now Millenial Mille, reporter for InfoWars, is attacking from a new direction by accusing vegans of pushing an agenda of global capitalism. Talk about clutching at straws. Here's my critique of her video. I'm going to preface it by showing you an advert which was shown at the end of her video.
Fuel your body with carnivore, the new digestive enzyme product by InfoWars Life.
If you think you're going to fuel your body with animal protein, it may surprise you to learn that your body will turn that animal protein into carbohydrate by way of gluconeogenesis. Fun fact.
Digestive enzymes assist in the digestion process and increase the bioavailability of nutrients by breaking down foods into easily absorbable components.
Wait a minute. Non-vegans keep harping on about how animal protein is so much more bioavailable than plant protein. Why do we need to add digestive enzymes?
They also help prevent discomfort from indigestion caused by fermentation of undigested food particles in the gut.
Wrong. Only plant foods ferment. Animal protein breaks down by way of putrefaction. Ugh.
Enjoy the full potential of protein-rich foods again. You can eat protein-heavy foods now while minimizing the later indigestion and discomfort commonly associated with high-meat diets.
Wait a minute. Eating meat causes us pain? It's almost as though it's not meant to be in there.
Just one pill with every high-protein meal helps increase the bioavailability and absorption of amino acids, the building blocks to your muscles.
It's a good job I didn't know I needed to eat meat and take enzymes to build muscle. I might not have done so well by just eating plants.
Carnivore also contains digestive enzymes to help digest fats and carbohydrates, so you can fully digest all types of meals.
I don't need them, you friend.
Don't let a meal go to waste. Use Carnivore by InfoWars Life.
Now I wonder if this will be an objective, fact-based piece or a load of anti-vegan propaganda designed to boost sales.
Head to InfoWarsLife.com and secure your bottle now. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
Give us your money!
Now, as innocent as veganism may seem,
We just don't want others to be harmed unnecessarily.
essentially the vegan ideology can be used as a vehicle to usher in globalism and globalist policies.
Lots of positive things can be twisted by people to produce a negative outcome. Doesn't justify stabbing animals in the neck though, for no reason.
If you actually scratch the surface, the more you'll find when you start questioning vegans and their lifestyle, it's a lot bigger than just a diet. It's actually an ideology, and to some degree, it's a cult.
Is it?
Most vegans that I've talked to actually acknowledge the fact that they could not live and sustain a vegan diet if it weren't for global trade and the fact that they have access to fruits and vegetables that are produced on other continents.
One, you're just making that up. Most vegans you spoke to did not say that, did they? Two, it's factually incorrect. Living where you are in the world, you can easily sustain yourself with locally grown produce. And three, I don't believe for 1 minute that you only buy food and products from America, standing there with your Chinese-made microphone.
If we didn't have globalization and global trade, you could not actually sustain yourself off of a vegan diet if you only had the local produce that was seasonal available to you in this northern region.
Yes, you could. Have you not heard of a greenhouse?
I couldn't tell you what seasonal fruit and veg and if I could do it all year round, but I don't have to worry about that because we can sustainably live by getting foods from different parts of the country and from different states. So we can get avocados from California and take them to Cleveland, and that's fine, and we can do that sustainably as well.
So basically you admit that the entire premise of veganism is based on having globalization.
No, Millie. If you'd have bothered to listen to Ed, you would have noticed that he said Cleveland and California. I'm no expert on US geography, but I think you'll find that they are both in your country.
A vegan talking point is that less farmland will be used if we actually cut off all meat production and we switch 100% to vegetable grain crops.
That's because it's true. What do you think that they're feeding to the 140 billion farmed animals currently alive on planet Earth? We could feed a fraction of those crops to humans and free up all this land.
You would essentially have to destroy the rights of the American people and use eminent domain to seize all of their land in order to work out a global vegan diet-based society. We would have to have Agenda 21 enacted, where everyone's forced into little cities in sky-rise buildings in order to survive in this new type society, where we would have forced resource-based controlled societies that would all be living off of a vegan diet.
No, you think, oh, we're already growing enough food. We could feed the human population many times over if we just stopped farming animals. Why are you not getting this?
Head to InfoWarsLife.com and secure your bottle now.
You guys say you want to shut down farms like this that have cattle and pigs and chickens.
And what we do, we use our profits to support the Lord's work.
Bullshit.
And to make a living and to take care of our health.
Yeah, you look real healthy.
We're very picky about what we use. Our beef and our hogs, we harvest them here.
That was an interesting choice of words. Anyway, gotta go. Need to go and, stab some carrots to death.
This started as a hobby with one, and you see how it ended up.
Yep, you're exploiting dozens.
What happens to those animals?
They get a bolt gun to the head, throat slit, chopped up into little bits so you can eat their dead bodies in a sandwich.
You do realize that those animals have been bred in a certain way to be used for us domestically.
Here she's trying to claim that veganism won't work because farmed animals don't know how to fend for themselves in the wild. Well, the world's not going to go vegan overnight, sadly, is it now? As Earthling Ed rightly points out in her video, as the demand from consumers for meat falls, supply will closely follow, and over time we'll just stop breeding animals unnecessarily.
The animals will just disappear.
If you're really that worried about animals going extinct, how come you're complicit in a system which has seen half the wild species of planet Earth go extinct in the last 40 years?
We've taken thousands and thousands of years to breed and domesticate these animals for our use.
The amount of time we've been performing an abhorrent act doesn't make it any less abhorrent.
Where they can also have a benefit from us as well.
Call me old-fashioned, but I don't see confinement, exploitation, mutilation and death as benefits.
Most of what I've encountered when I've talked to these vegan protesters is a bit of a forked tongue discussion. On one hand, they'll say, oh, humans are animals, therefore we have the same value as a pig or a chicken.
I don't know that I'd necessarily ascribe the same value to a human as I would a pig or a chicken, depending on what you're basing that on. But what I will say is that in their ability to suffer emotionally and physically, there is no difference.
Essentially calling them non-human animals because they're implying that humans are also animals.
Okay, Millie, do you think you're a mineral or a vegetable then? No. Non-vegans like to keep this arbitrary distinction because it makes them feel better about taking their lives.
So they push that line of thinking right there, which is moral relativism, but at the same time they try to appeal to Christian morals and ethics.
Actually, I don't get my ethics out of a book. I just think I wouldn't want that done to me, so I won't do that to another.
Cain brought God vegetables and fruits as his sacrifice, even though that's not what God asked for. Abel brought to God an animal sacrifice.
If it's not your own life that you're taking, then you're sacrificing nothing. That animal's life does not belong to you.
And that's what God asked for. God then let Cain know he was displeased with him. He let Abel know that he was...
It's fine to have faith, and I don't have issue with that, except when it's used as a justification for harming others. Most people don't believe in God nowadays, and if you're going to use him as a justification, then first of all, you need to prove his existence. Why base your morals off something that may exist when we can see with our own eyes and hear with our own ears the suffering of these very real animals?
Survival of the fittest is the code of animals.
I'm a lot fitter than you. Is it okay if I smash you over the head and eat your dead body?
So if you want to say humans are animals, humans have the right to eat other animals.
Actually, 75% of the world's animals are herbivores. They also happen to be the biggest, strongest, and the longest lived. And as Gary Yourofsky once famously said,
it is unfair to pick one thing that lions do that you want to mimic when you don't want to mimic anything else they do. When lions walk up and greet each other, they sniff each other's ass. When I came in this room, you did not kneel down and sniff my ass.
Some of the conditions that these animals have been living in are inhumane and they are wrong. And it is right to push for reform in that direction.
Okay, so you concede that animals morally should not have some harm visited upon them. What then would be the justification for the ultimate harm to be done to them, that they have their lives taken?
For example, there are tribes and villages in Africa that live off of their cows or their goats. If these animals were to disappear, these people would probably not be able to sustain themselves because in many of these areas in Africa, the land is actually not very arable.
Question, Millie, do you live there? No. So you're causing unnecessary harm.
And look, I will say that there are some health benefits to trying out a vegan diet lifestyle.
Such as you're less likely to be the cause of your own death.
But what's unnatural is to push an ideology, a diet, and a lifestyle that actually could not be sustained in real life if it weren't solely dependent on technology.
But Millie, every style of eating requires technology unless you're going to grow your own produce or strangle animals with your bare hands.
In the developed world, veganism is a luxury diet that many trendy liberals can enact. But in reality, in most other countries, it's not anywhere near practical or realistic for them to enact a vegan diet.
The poorest countries in the world subsist on grains and vegetables. Stop talking.
I'm not necessarily pushing for any specific diet, but what I am doing is questioning the validity behind some of these vegan arguments.
It's a shame you're not listening to the answers. If you've enjoyed this video and you feel like it may be of benefit to others, why not help grow our wonderful community by sharing it out on your social media?
Head to InfoWarsLife.com and
Give us your